Okay, so let's go back to looking at CSS and style and what CSS is and how it works with websites. I mentioned in the previous video that if we want to style things, style our text, style our website, we can bring in a property in our div called style and then add two curly brackets, double curly brackets, and this will allow us to actually style CSS into our directly in our React projects and style our websites up. This is a faster way to bring CSS directly in, but it's not necessarily the better way to do it. In fact, this can actually be encumbersome and redundant. So if I want to style this hello world, like let's say I want to change the color to green, what I could do with CSS is I could just type in style, bring in the double curly brackets, then add the color parameter, and then set it to a color. And I'm going to put it in strings because it's going to recognize it in a string format. And so if I want the color to be green, I can save, then go back to our hello world, and there we go. Back on our local host, if we refresh the page, now our hello world is green. Okay? If I want to increase the size, I could add a comma. Okay, and here, let me just bring this in like that. Got a comma, and I type in font, then camel case size. Okay, and then I bring back the strings again, and then I will type in 30 px for pixels, right? Now, if we save that and we go back, okay, so now our hello world has increased in size. So what I'm doing effectively is that I am writing CSS directly in React. Okay, I'm bringing in these properties, colors, font size, and now I'm affecting everything that's within this div because I am executing a style in this div. So whatever is going to be in this container is going to be affected, okay, by what is in here. If I make another div underneath, for example, and I type in hello, and if I make another div, it's going to be red because we can't just have our divs outside like this of the return. They would also have to be wrapped in a div. So I would have to make a third div and then wrap everything in this div. But if I save this and I go back, notice how this second hello is no longer styled, even though we've added our style of green and font size. Now, if you don't understand why that is, just pause the video and think about it for a second. Okay, so hopefully you thought about it. Whether or not you understand it, let's take a look right now together. So what happened, as I just mentioned before, this div section, this section on our website will be the only section that will be affected by the color and the font size because we've only added the style to this section. If we wanted this div and this div to have the same style, how would we do that? Okay, so in order to apply these properties to both of these texts that we've written out, we could actually just remove the style here from this div. Oops, make sure it's closed, and then add it to the top div. Now, if I do that and I save and I go back, if you take a look, the second hello has now changed as well. So this hello is now also green, as well as the first one. Okay? Very nice, very nice.